Welcome to 15 Minutes with Dad. I'm your host, Lirec Williams, author of Man Up From Our Trauma to Being Impactful Fathers. This podcast is about real fatherhood at every stage, the kind that isn't filtered, perfect, or easy. It's about being present, having a presence, growing through the tough moments, and leading with purpose even when life gets messy. Every episode, we talk about the things that matter most: emotional healing, parenting resilience, co-parenting, being a spouse, and learning how to build homes rooted in love and accountability. If something you hear in this conversation helps you grow, I want to hear from you. Share your story, your wins, or the areas you're still working on. Email me directly at Lirec, L-I-R-E-C, at 15minuteswithdad.com. That's Lirec, L-I-R-E-C, at 15minuteswithdad.com. Because this podcast isn't just a platform, it's a community. And every story we share brings another father closer to healing, connection, and legacy. So let's get into today's episode. Hey, what's going on, brother? Welcome back to the Aligned Father series in 15 Minutes with Dad podcast. I'm Lirec, and today we're going to talk about one of the most common traps that well-intentioned men fall into: the supportive husband myth. You know, the one you help with the kids, you pitch in around the house, you tell your partner, just tell me what you need, and you feel like you're doing your part. But somehow she's still overwhelmed. And in our eyes, she's still ungrateful. She's not appreciating. She's still carrying stress. And you're wondering, what else am I supposed to do? And here's the truth. Helping isn't the same as partnering. Support isn't the same as shared leadership. And the good intentions don't always equal alignment. So today, we're going to unpack why helping out often falls short, what true partnership looks like, and how every man can evolve from assistant to ally. Let's dive in, guys. So let's start calling it what it is. No sugarcoating, no bullcrapping. The supportive man myth. It's a mindset that says, I'm doing better than my dad did, so I must be doing enough. And that's part of the problem. We've set the bar for modern fatherhood and partnership extremely low, far too low, in my opinion. Sociologist Dr. Darcy Lockman, author of All the Rage, Mothers, Fathers, and the Myth of Equal Partnership, found that even in progressive households, women still do nearly 70% of family planning, organization, and emotional management, even when both parents work full time. And men, we often think we're equal because we help. We do dishes, we handle bedtime, we take the kids to soccer. But here's the key difference. We're often waiting for direction instead of sharing responsibility. Helping says, I'll do what you tell me. Partnership says, I'll see what needs to be done and own it with you. That's leadership with empathy. That's what this new generation of fathers is being called to step into. There's a spot in the divorce rate right now that we see going on around the world that doesn't get talked about, and men have no idea of what's really happening. We have an idea on what went wrong in our marriage because we take on the last argument that may have happened. But in most cases, this is why our relationships are going to crap without us knowing what's going on. We are being told what the problem is, but I think in some cases, this is a complex, deeper issue that women have not actually sat down. There's no place or dialogue that's going on between men and women to talk about, hey, in your household, you need to talk about these things. It usually comes out in like, hey, you're not doing enough. And then men gets defensive at like, I am doing enough. But it's the emotional management part that I think we're all missing the mark on. because being present requires an emotional presence. And when a man isn't emotionally mature, the woman carries all of that in the relationship. And I think it goes the same both ways. When a man is emotionally mature and a woman is not, that one person that is emotionally mature will carry the weight of that relationship. But I think in most cases, when we have these, if you're in a relationship or if you've been in a relationship that just ended, a marriage has been going for so long and things looked like they were working, and then it just became a transactional experience with that person, it's because this emotional mishaps. You're not present emotionally. And to show up present and emotionally, I'm telling you, this what I'm talking about in this series, the alignment, is specifically talking about that emotional alignment that transpires into the physical. Because we start from the physical. We're taught by doing things, we are appreciated. By being helpful, by being useful. Yes, a woman would need us to kill a roach or kill a spider or kill a bug, or they'll need us to cut a tree down, or they'll need us to go and mow the lawn. They'll need us to fix on the pipes or call somebody to fix appliances in the house. But that is not our value as men, as people. Women get into relationship with this because they want a deeper connection. And it seems that men have this ceiling at which we elevate in our relationships. So many of us are not able to elevate to that level because we cannot open up deeply emotionally. And in some cases where men be like, hey, yeah, she's my peace, and being there for her, and this is my person I can lean on, and the person I go and cry to, she knows my weaknesses and all that stuff. But how, and she tells me hers, and we go through these things together. But in reality, how do you transcend from that space of just being each other's needs emotionally and really just pouring in to a space to where it's proactive and not reactive emotionally? So you might be thinking, what's wrong with helping out? Nothing, if it's balanced. But in most families, emotional and logistical management still falls to one person. There was a 2019 Pew Research Center study found that 59% of mothers say they manage their kids' schedule, school updates, and emotional well-being almost entirely, compared to only 6% of fathers who said the same. That gap creates an invisible tension that partners don't talk about. And this is why I feel that it is a culprit in divorce, because there's all these other things like finances and cheating and infidelity, but all that transpires because there's this invisible tension. When one partner has to manage and the other waits to be told, it turns teamwork into task work, where your wife, she might be a manager at her job, but she also got to come home and manage the household. You become essentially a child. And I think that there's a patriarchal space to where the father is also a child. And I think in some cultures, it's a normal thing. But here's the emotional truth. When your partner constantly has to delegate help, she's still carrying the load. She has to make sure you do it for the kids. That's not partnership. That's management. True support means ownership. That means that you're anticipating, planning, and executing like the family depends on both of you equally. And she's able to depend on the fact that it's going to turn out right because we both owning it. I don't have to check in because I know he's going to get it right because we're on the same page. Brother, I want to be clear that I am not saying this out of judgment. I personally have missed this for years myself. We think we're being supportive because we compare ourselves to our old school fathers. The one who never changed a diaper, never said, I love you out loud. Maybe he did, but very rarely, but never showed emotions. But that comparison blinds us to the evolution needed now. Women need us to evolve. Women have been going to therapy and doing mental health, creating social circles for years. Because while we were talking about being a provider, we also isolated ourselves and our mental health suffered. But now men have been talking about, mental health. We're talking about healing and all of this stuff. But we are not talking about the evolution that's needed. As Dr. Brené Brown says, we confuse being liked for being real and doing what's expected for doing what's right. Many men are afraid of stepping into deeper partnership because it means accountability. So they hide behind patriarchy. Oh, my wife will handle that. My wife will do that. Oh, I'm going to help her out. It means you can't just help anymore. It means you have to co-own everything: communication, mental health, emotional safety, and family planning. Co-own it. It's a thing you'd go and do, not a thing she tells you to do. And that can be uncomfortable because now love requires emotional labor, not just a physical effort. But there's a payoff. When you step into that kind of partnership, you gain respect, trust, and most importantly, the intimacy that your partner tends to say was lost over the years. Your partner no longer feels like she's parenting the relationship. Now let's talk about what real partnership looks like. These are the shifts that turn helping into more of a harmonious relationship with your partner. Number one, let's move from the tasks to being in ownership. We talked about this, co-owning everything. Stop asking what you need me to do. Start saying, here's what I'll take care of this week. I'll do this. Initiative communicates equality. Like it's more than just her responsibility. It's y'all's responsibility. The second is, let's check in emotionally and not just logistically. What do we need done today? Ask, how are you really doing this week? And mean it and listen. And when she says she's overwhelmed and she needs your help or you to come and do some things, try and resist the I already do a lot reflex. And instead say, help me understand what feels heavy for you. Help me understand more. But this requires you to heal. Don't seek praise. You don't need credit, but you need to create a connection. So you need to do more about seeking presence. You won't win by just being acknowledged that you did a thing. Yay, get a cookie. But you need alignment. When you get alignment, you get the full picture. You get that whole vision that you're trying to get for the future of your family that will not rock, that will not shake and crumble over the next decade. You could be married 20, 30 years and it goes to crap. And that hurts probably worse than someone that's been in a relationship for 2 years. But if you want that longevity, you got to maintain alignment. And you need to recognize that doing this work breaks generational cycles. Your son learns how to love through partnership. Your daughter learns how to expect equality in theirs. And to be direct, this isn't feminism. It's family sustainability. You want your family and your relationship to last eons of years. This is the thing that I've kind of discovered. I've looked through all this data and I'm learning that this is a topic that isn't being talked about. And it's the evolution of men. And when you evolve from supportive to equal, the energy in your home completely changes. Your partner's anxiety goes down. Your kids see teamwork in real time. You feel more connected to your family, your spouse, your partner, more respected and more fulfilled. The Gottman Institute has decades of research showing that shared responsibility in the home correlates with higher relationship satisfaction and lower conflict. Why? Because balance breeds peace. And here's what most men have not realized. This is about emotional leadership. Yes, you can get people to do things. Yes, you can get people to listen to you. Yes, you can yell, raise your voice, they'll move like you want to. But this is what it means to be an aligned father. Leadership that nurtures and not dominate. Love that collaborates within your household and not commands. So this week I want you to do a couple things for me. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to sit down together with your partner, list out all responsibilities, emotional, mental, and physical. Ask who carries what in real time and be honest. If you do it, I check it out. This is what I do. If you don't, that's what she does. But be honest, like audit the household load. Next, I want you to pick one task your partner handles without you noticing. Meal planning, scheduling, emotional check-ins, and then make it fully yours. Trade one invisible task. I don't want you to wait for her to break down. I want you to ask her, how can I make this week lighter for you? And lead with empathy. When your partner vents, listen to, understand, not to fix. This is hard. Listen. Door openers. I see. That's frustrating. That could be hard. But don't fix it. Just share the emotional space. And because equality isn't a one-time conversation, it's a rhythm. So you need to revisit the balance weekly. This partnership thing is active. It's not passive. So, brothers, I want to close out with telling you that helping isn't love, partnership is. And love isn't about waiting for direction. It's about showing initiative, curiosity, compassion. You can't lead your family if you don't co-lead your relationship, especially on the emotional side. So this week, do more than help. Show up like it's your home too, because it is. And that's how we build families that feel balanced, loved, and whole. This is the Aligned Father series on 15 Minutes with Dad. I'm your host, Lirec. Keep listening, keep learning, keep aligning. Your family doesn't need your help. They need your heart. And just like that, we've hit an end of another epic journey here at 15 Minutes with Dad. I'm your host, Lirec, and I am thrilled to have shared this time with you. But guess what? The conversation is far from over. Want to dive deeper into the Dadverse? Check out our website at 15minuteswithdad.com and join our vibrant community on Instagram, Discord, and TikTok for your daily dose of dad inspiration, camaraderie. And here's something special. Subscribe to our newsletter at 15minuteswithdad.com for exclusive goodies and behind-the-scene peeks you won't find anywhere else. Got a burning question or a dad moment that made you proud? We're all ears. Submit your questions and share those special moments with us for a chance to be featured and shout out on our show. It's your time to shine in our dad community, so tap in with our Discord, and our server is at 15 Minutes with Dad. So tap in for that, engage with the community, and you will be featured on our show. Each week we will do another feature, so join in. Love today's episode. Spread the love by sharing it with a friend and leaving us a review. Let's get the word out and grow our awesome dad family, because guess what? When you give us a review and you rate our podcast, you give everybody the chance to enjoy what you've enjoyed about this podcast as well. So mark your calendars, because new episodes drop every Thursday of the week. Ready for more heartwarming stories, laughs, and dad wisdom? We can't wait to have you back. But until next time, keep being the amazing dad you are. Every day is a new adventure and every moment is special. Catch you on the next episode. Love, peace, and chicken grease.